My last video was... Hey guys, welcome back to the Fun Times with Brady. We're talking about the Fun Times. So today, as you can tell with the video title, this is not a scary story video. This is a I went to the hospital video. And it's not a fake thing. I did go to the hospital. And that's why I was not able to upload yesterday on Wednesday. You know, in case you're wondering what's this excuse this time, I went to the hospital. And for the last couple of days, I've been recovering. I'm still recovering. I still have a bandage on my stomach from where they did the surgery, which, yes, I had surgery. So, let me just go ahead and tell you the story. It was sad. So, it started out Saturday. It was like, you know, a normal day. I'm sitting there, you know, playing with my brother. We're running around and stuff. Well, suddenly I'm getting out of breath. And, you know, my dad tells me, you know, I should sit down, take a minute, and just rest, and I can get back up. Well, I keep playing, and suddenly I feel a very sharp pain on my side, like a pain that wouldn't go away. Well, it started to hurt so bad I started crying. So I'm sitting at the kitchen table crying, where, you know, we spent like 10 minutes thinking, well, what should we do? Just in case it could be something minor. Well, it started to hurt even more. So that's when my dad thought, okay, I'm going to take you to the ER. So we started going to the ER, and we get there. We sat in a waiting room for like 10 minutes, which that sucked. I was ready to go ahead and get to the hospital part. Well, so we get in, we wait like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. The person comes in there. They ask, like, you know, what's been going on and stuff, and I told them, you know, my side's hurting very bad. At that time, it was still hurting very bad. It hadn't gone down. Well, she said, all right, you know, let's take you to go to an x-ray. So we went to an x-ray, or I went to go do an x-ray, and she has me stand up, face the wall, and had me like line my chest up with this cross thing so she can get a perfect x-ray. So she did that, and then she had to get like a full x-ray of my stomach, so I had to face this big camera thing while she got an x-ray. So then I had to go lay on a like flat table, like a big flat table. I lay on it. She raises me like high off the ground. Like, I didn't know I was high off the ground. It didn't seem like she raised me that far up, but I looked down. Turns out she did raise me that far up. She has to get me really like lined up, like narrowed up with this red laser on my stomach. Thinking like, what's gonna happen? And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, this is another x-ray. I'm like, oh geez. Like, are we beginning surgery now? And she takes that x-ray, and then I go back to the waiting room. Now, it was hurting so bad I wasn't able to walk, so I'm in a wheelchair. She has to take me to the x-ray and back from the x-ray in a wheelchair because it was hurting too bad. And so me and my dad were waiting in the waiting room, we're not in the waiting room at this point. We're in like a little patient room. Well, then she comes back. She says that she's uncertain, so she said we need to hook me up to she said we need to get me she said we need to do a blood test because she needs to, what's it called? Oh, yeah, so she put an IV in my arm, which the IV, I still have the sticky thing from the IV. I might even still have the mark from it. This was only a few days ago, Saturday. Yes, I do. Here it is. The IVs leave like a sticky thing, which you can see right here. Hold on, where is it at? Yes, right here. Hold on, the thing's upside down. Hold on. Alright, so on my arm right here, that is where they put the IV in. You can see like a little pink spot on there. For some reason the camera wasn't toggle right, so I could... Hold on, I'm trying to get it. Alright, hold on. Okay, here guys. Okay, where is it at? It is somewhere, okay. Right there, that is like part of the stickiness from it. There's a reddish pinkish mark right here where they had the IV running in, and so that they had to, you know, take some blood from me, do some tests and stuff, you know, just to be certain. So then they take me to this thing called a CT scan, which if you've seen in movies or something, like the big machine that they say you don't need to have any metal around, like, because if you have metal or yank it right to it. Well, yeah, they put me through this big circular thing. I'm laying back on there. It's taking me through it, and you know, they're scanning me. We did that for about 7 minutes. They're sitting there scanning me, and well, they also gave me this thing where, like, it makes you feel like you peed yourself. Honestly, and it's not even a joke. You feel like you peed yourself. She told me when she was putting it in. She said she's sitting there putting the things in my IV. She's like, "You're gonna feel like you peed yourself. You didn't. I don't want to alarm you, but yeah, you're gonna feel like you peed yourself." And I'm like, "All right." So and you start feeling warm everywhere, like every spot. You start feeling warm. It almost feels like you're sick, but you're not. It's just what the medicine does. Like literally everywhere, you're feeling warm, and yeah, and it's like the strong warm feeling. So that happened for just like a minute, then it goes away. Well, they did that so it'll be easier to like get a, I guess, get a better scan or something through my stomach. So yes, then we finish that. I go back to the patient room, and they come back like it seemed like a while later. They said it's my appendix. Now, your appendix is in this area right here. Your appendix is in this certain area right here. Now, and that's where they were doing the scans at. I still have a bandage right here. As you can see, that's some of the tape and the thing right there. But yes, that's where they, did the incision at. So they said it was my appendix. They said, it's just, it was gonna be a surgery. That's what we're gonna have to do. And it was nighttime at this point. We left. It was like Saturday night when we went. So she says we're gonna have to do a surgery, and so they call my mom and my mom and dad talked over which hospital they want to take me to. We go to Jackson Hospital. I get there, and at first they thought I was gonna be taking an ambulance. I'm like, geez, how serious is this? But the only reason they thought I had to take an ambulance because they didn't take the IV out. I had to take the IV to a new hospital. Which, if you don't know what IV is, it's this little tube ran through your arm so that way they can inject the medicine into it and take blood samples and stuff. Well, they had to wrap that up so I could ride with my mom to Jackson Hospital. So we get to Jackson Hospital. They've already put antibiotics and medicine and stuff to me to help with it, and we have to spend overnight at the hospital. I'm like in a hospital bed. I couldn't eat anything. I hadn't eaten anything since lunch that morning, and I had to go all night. I hadn't eaten dinner, no snack or anything. That was the worst thing. That was like what the worst thing, not being able to eat because that they have to have a clear view of your stomach. Like even a swallow of water would have ruined. Like we wouldn't have been able to do the surgery if I had anything to eat or drink. And I was thirsty, so I was like, "Can I have a swallow of water?" She said, "No, you can't have anything." And I'm like, man, so my throat is dry most of the night. I'm hungry. I'm getting stressed out. Well, I finally get to sleep. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. This nurse is messing with my arm. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, we have to get some blood samples from you. This nurse comes in at 4 o'clock in the morning with a needle, just wakes me. She didn't tell me. She didn't wake me up or anything. I just see her tampering with my arm. She wipes it down with the alcohol prep pad, and she sticks me. She couldn't find a thing. She couldn't find a vein for some reason. I don't know what it was. She sticks me again. She can't find one. So once she's done with my wrist, she sticks me up here. That is the worst pain in the world, guys, to get stuck right here with a needle. Oh my. Well, finally, she got the blood. She had to get four tubes this big full of blood from me. And I'm thinking, gosh, that much blood, jeez. She took that much blood and she had to put something, I couldn't have anything by mouth. Normally they give you a cookie or something because after they take blood so you don't feel woozy or anything. Well, she had to put something through my IV, so I would not feel woozy. And eventually, I get to sleep and the next day comes and I still can't have anything to eat. Well, it comes around about an hour after I've been awake, a few hours. The doctor comes in. He says, we're ready. Take off all your clothes, get in your gown. The surgery's ready. So I'm sitting there, laying on this thing. They're pushing me. I go into the elevator. We're going down. We finally get to the operating room. I'm sitting there with my mom. We're talking. Well, then my mom has to leave the room. And I remember the doctor pushing me into the operating table. He picks me up, moves me to the operating table. And then, what happened was, the nurse said, how do you feel? And, I'm already out of it. I'm just like, well, everything's just kind of like, well. That's what it seemed like. And I'm like, I asked her a question. I said, why is that whiteboard spinning? She said, all right, the medicine's starting to work. Because, I don't know, it was the medicine that made me feel woozy. So I look over here at this big whiteboard. It's spinning. To me, it looks like it's spinning, but it's actually just a normal whiteboard. She says, "All right, the medicine's starting to work," and then, it's just like that. I'm out. My eyes are closed, and then I wake up. Worst pain of my life. Worst pain ever. They had, it was just I couldn't describe the pain now. It felt so awful. Like I could barely breathe. They were giving me so many painkillers just because the pain was so bad. And it turns and they put me on the rolling thing. They take me back to my room so I can see my mom. I could barely talk to my mom. I'm screaming so loud because of how bad it hurts. Imagine how I'm talking now multiplied by 1,000. I was hollering so loud. And I'm struggling breathing, so they put this oxygen thing on my face, and then my mom gets home because you can only my mom and dad would have both stayed there with me, but you can't have two people in the operating room because of coronavirus. So my mom leaves, and then my dad comes in there with me, and my my dad stays with me. And it's just the worst pain ever, guys. And it turns out they weren't supposed to take me out of the operating room yet. They said when this is totally true. They said it's Sunday and they wanted to leave. They're ready to get done working their shift or whatever. And when I heard that made me so mad. I'm thinking I just had surgery. That I'm sorry that you want to get out of work, but I just had surgery. So and but the hospital was really nice. It had really nice people there. I had the funniest nurse in the world. I was laughing and joking with her, and eventually, my pain dies down a little bit. Gave me some painkillers. I'm laying in my bed, and finally they reel in this thing full of Jello. I got ice cream, all this stuff, and I'm like, finally. And also got me some Sprite, and then, excuse me, and they told me I could leave that day, so we spent a few hours there, and then, well, they put me in a wheelchair. They wheeled me out to the car, and I got to go home. And hold on, real quick. Let me grab them real quick. When I get home, I don't have the card right now, but my family was waiting on the porch for me. They had me some welcome back balloons. I don't know they had me some welcome back balloons. And they had me a card that says it was like this. It was a funny card for when you when you have surgery. I don't know. I just messing that up. Well, anyways. Oh, and then my sister's boyfriend Bishop said so how I had my appendix removed. Well, Bishop said I was gonna get you a card that says sorry for your loss because you lost your appendix, and I started laughing. And even now, it kind of still hurts to laugh. It aches. But I'm feeling a lot better. Next Thursday, I'm going back to the doctor getting this bandage off. Not tomorrow, but next Thursday. Or not today, but next Thursday. But yeah, guys, I was just letting you know I couldn't upload Wednesday and all the stuff that happened. But yeah, guys. So I'll see you guys. And sorry guys, that this wasn't a scary story video. I figured I might as well tell you guys that that I went to the hospital because it was crazy. The fact that I showed up to the ER thinking it was something minor and I ended up getting surgery the next day, spending the night at the hospital. Oh yeah, and guys, tomorrow, tomorrow is Friday, guys, and I will be doing a live stream tomorrow if I remember. Now, around probably 3 or 4ish, I will be doing a live stream, guys. So just to let you guys know. Now, if I forget about it, then sorry, I'll do it some other day. But tomorrow, I will try to remember a live stream. So, but yeah, that's it, guys. Oh yeah, if you guys look at my channel art, for my channel, the big banner for YouTube channels, you will see I changed my thing. I love the way I have it now. It's much better than the other ones. So yeah, I worked really hard on it. So hope you guys appreciate it. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, bye guys.